to the words we heard from Tino, there is a thriving rugby league in Jamaica these days, isn't there? It's been set up about a year ago, and they're enjoying their new rugby league status. I think it'll be a time or two before they're challenging England and Australia, but from small acorns.
Yeah, I was impressed with his analysis. It's high impact. I think that's quite astute.
It's a terrific game, low scoring, no tries, but take nothing away from the enjoyment we've had so far, and 40 minutes at least still to come. There's one of Richards' trademark restarts. He's lobbing it up and just laying the Leeds player, Lee Smith, open for a big impact from the three defenders who came in. And right from the start of this second half, Leeds have got work to do to clear their lines. How does it change? Does it change in this second half?
I don't think it does, Dave. I think it's a battle of attrition. And it'll be the guys who really hang in there, keep working the hardest, and just may well benefit from that stroke of luck that will take them into the semi-finals of this very, very, very prestigious competition.
And just to remind you, it's a big game, big afternoon, big competition. There are some empty spaces around the ground. That's because we've been reduced to 10,000 here today because the cricket was anticipated on the other side, Lancashire against Yorkshire. The authorities said only 10,000 were allowed in for the rugby league today. That's why it's not as full as it would have been. It would have been bouncing here. It's good enough as it is, but it would have been absolutely bouncing had they been allowed to sell as many tickets as they would have wanted to. Wigan just trying to measure it up back towards the halfway line through Paul Prescott.
Goal 3.
Slight advantage to the visiting team at the moment as a Lachlan wriggles inside his opponent's half.
Got it, nice, caught it. Goal 4.
It's McIlroy acting halfback. It's Prescott again. Here's Tompkins, tries to take off. Just dancing through a couple, but eventually put down. Jones Buchanan was a hero in the middle for Leeds. So here comes a high kick. Richards, up it comes. Where's it going? Richards underneath it, handed it straight to Hall.
Yeah, they've been disappointed with that kick, I think, Pat Richards. He wanted it a bit deeper, but that's great composure from Ryan Hall there. Eye on the ball completely, and although challenged by Richards, he came up with the ball in Hall, and it's allowing the Rhinos just to clear their own end and attempt to get some field position.
Yes, senior rather. We're talking about players who featured in the first half or didn't. It's a penalty. Oh dear, he's got a few problems here, hasn't he? A few problems.
Back away. I've got it, Gans.
I think it was a flying boot, wasn't it? The referee was very quick to stop things.
I think if you see Keith Senior's reaction, though, it was unintentional.
Luluai and Maguire just having a little word with each other. Apologies if you did hear any language there.
Well, it's just here.
Oh, Joel Tompkins, right in the head. Yeah.
I don't think he's aware what's happening around him, though, Keith Senior there.
Joel Tompkins certainly isn't aware of what's happening around him, although he is on his haunches now. He's here we go.
I mean, Senior can't see where Tompkins is there.
No. But does he not have a duty not to kick out when he knows there are players around?
I think he's trying to create some space so he can regain his feet, but he obviously has caught him.
So you can see the cut. There's the doctor with him. He looks as though he's more compos mentis than he was a couple of minutes ago. Keith Senior's going to get a talking to here.
Yeah.
Careless rather than nasty, wasn't it, really?
It's going to be a penalty. I know it's accidental, OK? It's a penalty because he's kicked out the tackle.
Yeah, bang on again. Phil Bentham, exactly right. It was accidental, and that's why he's on the field, as Mr. Bentham's explaining, but it is worth a penalty.
Yeah, careless kicking out. Couldn't really do that. Had a duty of care given the number of defenders who were around him, and we're going for another goal here. Pat Richards is going to have another kick at goal.
Well, there's some more boos, and I don't think it's so much to do with the replay, it's to do with Richards' decision to go for goal, but it doesn't matter if you win a Challenge Cup tie 1-0 or 101-0. All you do is get into the next round, and I'm sure that's going through the mind of Pat Richards.
Well, if you have a view on what you've seen so far today, red button forum after we finished our main broadcast.
Tompkins is offside.
Rugby League at bbc.co.uk, and guess what? Pat Richards has missed. He's missed. So it remains at 6 points to 4. Rugby League fans are not used to seeing their sides trying to kick their way to victory. And that's why we've had the boos when both sides have selected to go for goal, but it is the conditions.
It's the conditions and it's the occasion, Dave. That's what it is. The stakes are very, very high indeed.
Coley with a big hit forward.
Move! Hold, go.
Taken forward by Prescott again, who rolls up towards the halfway line. Tony Arnold has news for us on the touchline.
Yeah, Joel Tompkins has been taken off to the Wigan dressing room. He's got a cut above the eye that they're looking to stitch up and bandage before they can think of sending him back on.
This is Sam Tompkins. Here's Luluai. Back towards Richards. Richards onto Gleeson. Gleeson looking for the little handle. We've not seen a lot of that Wigan right edge defence attack, have we? These two, Gleeson and Roberts, coming into it more on that occasion.
5. Move!
Next tackle is tackle 6. Wigan 20 metres away. Back to Sam Tompkins. Now where's this coming down? Price is up there, it's a big fella, but he never really got in with a challenge. And it was Donald who took it. Leeds start again, but look how close they are to their own try line here.
That was textbook, wasn't it, from Scott Donald there? He just pulled away from where the kick was landed and then attacked the landing ball and came up with it and diffused the situation. But Wigan at the minute, Dave, they've got a stranglehold upon this game simply through the territory. Leeds are finding it very, very difficult to clear their own half.
As you mentioned in the first half, a couple of recent games, Warrington and Bradford, there have been spells in those where Leeds have really been under the cosh, penned inside their own half. That was in the first half of both those games, and yet have the ability to break away, have the players to do it. And Sinfield with the big kick that puts Price right back on his own goal line, and Leeds' defence is charging up, and Price almost breaking through.
Great work, wasn't it, from Kevin Sinfield? He realised they needed to clear their own half, and there was an offload, and that allowed a front foot kick, and what a great kick it was, and the Chase have responded accordingly.
Here's O'Loughlin, one of 5 Wigan captains this season. They don't have a single captain, they have a panel of 5 senior players. O'Loughlin's one of them, and he has a penalty here. Ablett stripped it away.
Lifted the leg, the held call's come in.
After the
Too long on the man.
After the call was that the man had been tackled.
Hold, lads.
Well, we'll dispute that.
He looked as though he lost it, didn't he?
Wait.
So I think it was a time involved in the tackle by the defender, rather than the actual interference.
But again, what it's done is given Wigan that all-important territory. And at some stage, if you camp yourself on the opposition line, you're going to come up with a try by some means.
Cherry and white against blue and amber, 2 of the famous colours of rugby league, 2 of the famous old names of rugby league, serving up a real special treat today in trying conditions. Or try-less conditions, as it happens. But still, with some tough defence and some tough attitudes. Here's Tompkins with a step, almost through. Jones Buchanan lost his footing and it almost allowed Tompkins through. This is Carmont. Carmont now will take them on. Look to burst the line and offload. Does that. Back it comes to Luluai. Luluai picks up, puts the kick through. It's into a forest of players. Knocked backwards. Dropped on. Dropped on by Luluai, the other Luluai. And Leeds have it back. Kylie Luluai. They are related cousins, by the way. Thomas of Wigan and Kylie of Leeds.
Been very, very relieved as well, the Leeds side. And they just there needs to be a change, whether it's a substitution, introduction, but there just needs to be a change in the dynamics of the game for the Rhinos, because Wigan at the minute are just dominating.
There's Diskin back to Sinfield. Sinfield such an important figure now for his side, as he always is. The pivotal figure, but he's out of position here when the kick is required on the 6th. So back to Maguire, who's also handy with the boots. Well, he stayed down, and it is a penalty from where the ball was caught.
And it should be sin bin, because if that's a late challenge on a kicker, the directive is to sin bin.
Here it comes, he's in his back pocket, and the yellow card is shown. And it is Farrell, Liam Farrell, who's got the long walk to the sin bin.
And that's correct. There can be no argument whatsoever from that. I believe Farrell could have pulled out of that. He didn't. He went through with the challenge. If it's a late challenge on a kicker, the RFL directive is the guys to sit on the sidelines for 10 minutes after that in the sin bin.
Well, we talk about turning points in games, but a penalty here for Leeds in the first instance has given them excellent position to attack here on the next 6, unless they go for goal, which they are doing, I think. But just as important, they've got a man extra now for the next 10 minutes. And tell us where are bodies at this stage of a game? 48 minutes played. Where are bodies at in terms of fatigue? How much will that man be missed by Wigan for this next 10 minutes?
Yeah, obviously the man will be missed, but it isn't so much about the fatigue, it's about the mental strength between the ears. Really, you've got to be very, very strong indeed at this point in time. And the thing that will drive you is the prize at the end of it. It's that outcome that will drive you, the semi-final prize. And sometimes you have to dig yourself through that discomfort, through that hurt, in order to really just turn up the performance.
Last Challenge Cup tie without a try. Can you remember it? I'm racking my brains. I remember Halifax 3, Wigan 2, back in 1980, I think. Here's Sinfield who kicks. And the flags are up. And it is 6 points apiece. 3 points to 2 that day. I think it was a goal apiece and a drop goal. I'm sure there must have been a game since in the Challenge Cup that hasn't seen a try.
I don't know, Dave. But there's the challenge on Farrell. The late challenge, on Maguire by Liam Farrell. And that's the result. 10 minutes rest.
Jonathan Davis in the studio. What are you saying, Jonathan?
I don't know, he's in the air, he's committed. I don't think he can pull out of that. So I know it's a directive from the Rugby League, but I think that's a bit harsh, because in these conditions you've got to chase the kicker down. Sinfield was involved in the tackle, so they put pressure on Smith, and he was in the air. I'm not sure if that's the right call.
Well, it's something that Wigan are going to have to live with.
Hold.
6-6. And we played very nearly 50 minutes. Here's Peacock.
2, move, hold, go.
Diskin, Maguire, he's trying to arc through, but unable to do so.
Hold, go, 3.
Senior.
4, move, hold.
This is Diskin now, waits, acting half again, and back to Sinfield, behind the 40-metre line when it kicks, but never really troubling the touch line. It's caught instead cleanly by Richards. And Richards taking it back and carrying it in.
First.
Tanya Arnold.
Move!
Yeah, you can see some fairly heavy strapping there on Pat Richards' left thigh. They ran on a few minutes ago to strap it up. A slight deg leg, and they've strapped it up to stop a muscle pull. Also, Paul Prescott came off the pitch a little while ago with blood pouring from his mouth, but he's got a tissue to it. I think he'll be fine.
Third.
You always get a touch judge standing in the way, don't you, when you least want it.
Goal, 3.
Here's Riddell. This is Coley.
4, move,
Riddell again.
go.
Up he goes, left he goes. Bailey with a quick hands. Nearly had Carmont through, but the Leeds defence against was smart.
Well, I think that's the type of play that's required to open the defence up. You saw there, it was a little short pass, almost got Carmont through. It actually turned Sinfield in towards him before he just tried the short pass. Didn't quite work, but what you need is the field position to put those type of plays on.
If it's all square at the end of 80 minutes, we go into golden point extra time, by the way, just to warn you. A little bit of a break for you to put the kettle on and get the biscuits out. And then it is into golden point, and my word, that is drama. We had that last year, didn't we? Televised tie, Hulkingston Rovers, Warrington.
Hold, go.
And it is the ultimate drama. This ain't bad. Here's Peacock.
2, move, hold, go.
Diskin. Here's Luluai again now. Kylie Luluai. Penalty. Penalty for Leeds.
Well, this is a big decision, this. Do you take the 2 or do you put the ball deep because of the man down?
John.
Well, the referee's having a word here with Sean O'Loughlin, I think, as the captain.
Yeah, that's correct. O'Loughlin there. You see his arm attacked the ball, reefed it out.
All right, yeah, it was stolen. It was deliberate.
Stolen deliberately, he says.
Stolen.
And they're going to go for goal again.
Well, that's a big call, that one, you know, Dave, because they're a man down at 4 or 5 minutes of the sin bin left, and he could have pumped the ball into the corner and camped on the Wigan line, but he's just attempting to claw the way over the finishing line.
Kevin Sinfield measuring it up on a day. It's a bit of a cup cliche, isn't it? Goal kicks could be important, but today they really are. Puts this over. Leeds will be in front for the very first time in the game. They had their chances before when Sinfield hit the uprights twice. This is the furthest kick from in distance. Sam Tompkins is much further away than that shot makes him look. Here comes the kick. He's put it wide. He's put it wide. It remains at 6-6. Leeds fans can't believe it.
Cheers.
Hit it with enough hoof, but put it wide. Let's hear from Robbie Paul. Robbie.
Yeah, well, I got to agree. I'm very surprised that the Leeds, that Kevin Sinfield is choosing to go for goal. Wigan are down to 12 men. They've been struggling for the last 50 minutes to find a chink in Wigan's defence. And I think with a man being off the field, it'll be the greatest opportunity for them to trying to turn 2 points into 6.
Peacock and Fielden once brothers in arms at the Bradford Bulls, of course, under the stewardship of Brian Noble. They came together with a thunderous clash on that occasion.
Hold! Hold!
A bit of wrestling going on here. Penalty for Leeds. You could see it coming, couldn't you?
Well, if he'd have carried on, it'd have been a 10-minute play, the ball there.
For your own arm. You've got to get it out, that's your warning.
That's the warning. Referees have been clamping down on this kind of thing, haven't they?
Well, it called held, did the referee. We all heard him call held. And then O'Loughlin just trying to buy a bit of extra time, but this time he's put it in the corner, and that's the right decision. And this time the Warriors are under pressure with a man down.
If you've been waiting all afternoon for a try, don't move now, because there might be one brewing here. Ablett with the initial drive, disc in a dummy half, 12 yards to cover. Here comes Luluai, head down, and in he goes. And two grabbing hold and pulling him down. But look how close they're getting now. This is Diskett, left to Maguire. Maguire with a step, O'Loughlin with a catch. Maguire slips three, and then past another one. Luluai holds on, and Wigan hold on.
Move!
2 gone. Still 4 to come. Back to Sinfield. Sinfield with a little kick through. Saw the run of Jones Buchanan. Price has gone down. Jones Buchanan tries to put him behind the line, and Price has done well.
That's a great piece of play from a man mountain there. That's the type of kick you need to put behind Carl Price. Make the big man get down, but he did it really well indeed. And now I'm sure Wigan will put the ball up the jumper and try and clear their own end and try and get Liam Farrell back out on the field.
In terms of percentage plays, that was a poor one from Kevin Sinfield, wasn't it?
It was, yes, it was early tackle one, but those at the end of the sets, that would be the type of kicks to put in, but very early in the tackle count.
Early in the tackle count with not that many runners, and Jones Buchanan a while away. Wigan hanging on. Here's Richards.
10 left, 10.
Kick downfield. Caught by Hall. Just pushing away Sam Tompkins and running it over. He's a winger, by the way, Ryan Hall.
That's great kick return, though, that from Ryan Hall. So important to your forwards to generate the early goal forward in the set.
Here's Ablett.
2.
Here we go. Get out of my way. Get out of you as well. Peacock. Sinfield.
3. Move.
Eastwood chopped down.
Go.
He's an unlikely looking rugby player, isn't he? But he can move a bit, can Eastwood. Sinfield out to Jones Buchanan, stepping out of the tackles. Back it comes to Maguire. Maguire has a look. Smith wanted it played early. Maguire didn't fancy it. The kick's poor. Knocked up by O'Loughlin. He's knocked on, hasn't he? The referee said it went backwards.
Go.
Well, it was a poor decision, I feel, for Maguire there. Sometimes in conditions like this, you have to trust your footwork to stand one of the big guys up, and there was some space in that middle channel. He didn't do it, opted for the kick, and it obviously didn't work out.
Goal 3. Jimmy.
Tanya Arnold down on the touchline. Tanya.
Yeah, Joel Compton just being bandaged up. He's had 8 stitches put in above his left eye. They're just strapping it up so they can send him back onto the pitch.
Here comes O'Loughlin.
5, move, hold Leeds, go.
It's Luluai, stepping away from Ablett. Stopped by Lee Smith. Smith has a look. He's trying to triangle on the outside, but Roberts has appeared. Knocked on. Clean knock on. Leeds' turn to make the mistake. Wigan's turn to have the ball inside their opponent's half.
Yeah, it's a shot there by Roberts on Smith. Forced the header, but in all honesty, it was a loose carry. He'll be very, very disappointed in himself, Lee Smith, and that probably indicates the state of the weather. And that indicates how Liam Farrell's feeling at the minute.
Rather bedraggled and rather disappointed, having had to watch the last 8.5 minutes from the sin bin. He'll be back on again in just a couple of minutes, or at least the Wigan player can come back on again in a couple of minutes. They are still down to 12, but they've weathered the storm well enough. Haven't conceded any points since conceding that sin binning, and now they find themselves in a good position. Here's Roberts. A little step and a flick of the heels.
1, move, and hold, go.
It's Riddell.
Well held, Ryan, good.
Coley. Just a case of urging that body
Play on.
through. Oh, look at the offload, terrific. Field and catches well at first slip, and then runs
2,
in.
move, back up.
12 yards away.
Go well back.
Riddell, Coley, Peacock's there to hang on, and Jamie Jones-Buchanan to lend a hand. Riddell's caught up in the advances of Jamie Jones-Buchanan. This is O'Loughlin. Tompkins behind the line, Luluai trying to get in bravely, Bailey's offside.
He's offside.
Penalty.
It's a good call, Dave Woods.
Offside, came off you, Danny.
Well, Bailey initially, and then
you saw one of the
Jones-Buchanan.
Leeds players, he actually held off, dropping onto the ball. And Wigan were fully aware that this was offside. Again, it's the little kicking game from Tompkins, causing some confusion, just sliding it behind the defensive line. Played it by Maguire, and they definitely, it was in an offside position.
Time off.
Well, after the sin binning time has been completed, Liam Farrell has stayed off. And it's Joel Tompkins who comes on.
Time's off, lads.
To bring the number back to 13 with his 8 stitches and his bandage. And Pat Richards is going to go for goal here. 3 goals from 4 attempts.
It is as tight as a drum, isn't it, Dave? It really is.
Well, I don't think any of us turn up at Headingley here today expecting it not to produce any tries this game, because they are 2 very high-quality teams, not only in terms of defence, but also in the way they attack their opponents. But the conditions, the rain, the tension has added up to a bit of a kicking contest at the moment, and it's Wigan who edge again, 8 points to 6. And in the rain, those Wigan fans are wearing cagoules and smiles, and so's their coach.
Discipline, lads. All right. Keep listening.
Luluai. Just a little bit of a juggle.
First, move, hold,
Well, really,
go.
it's been a model victory, hasn't it, for Wigan, with that 10-minute period with the sin binning, and they still come out
Move,
2 points in front on the
Hold,
scoreboard after the sin binning, so they'll be feeling pretty good about themselves.
Oh, Coley.
3, move, go.
Oh dear, mistake again. No, it's Leeds' turn.
Yeah, Andy Coley there has made a real pig's ear of the play of the ball, and he knows it. He's been in the thick of the action, Andy Coley, in many positive ways, but in a couple of negative ones as well.
Well, if you're a non-rugby league fan and you're watching and thinking, what was wrong with that? He rolled the ball forward with his foot, and you're not allowed to do that. Here's Delaney. It's a bit of a technical issue, isn't it? The old play the ball at times.
First,
Not every play the ball is as clean as it should be.
hold, go.
Blind eyes are turned sometimes.
Get up there. 2, move, and hold,
Here's Diskin,
go.
Leeds.
Hold on,
looking to lift the pressure. Oh, and it's been dropped by Kirk.
0.
Well, that was such a slow play, the ball, and a poor delivery there from the hooker for a soft header from Kirk. And you see from the headers, they're just adding up, and it's increasing the pressure.
This is Bailey.
2.
Phil Bailey, right on the halfway line. Penalty again.
Hands in.
Tanya, what are you saying?
Yeah, I've got Wigan's 18-man Darryl Goulding with me. Darryl, it's a tough one to watch, I'm guessing, for you.
Yeah, it's a very scrappy game at the minute. There's a lot of mistakes and a lot of penalties, but I think the lads are hanging in really. We've just got to be patient and building up so we'll get a chance to win the game.
Your coach has been talking about defence and needing to improve that in a couple of weeks. Is that where the emphasis has been this week?
We do a lot of work on defence, but we also do a lot of work on attack. We've looked at the Leeds' strengths, which are their attacking qualities, really, and we're just hopefully trying to stuff them out, really, in this game.
Thanks for joining us, Darryl.
No worries, thanks a lot.
This is Cup Rugby League in the Raw now.
Hold, go.
Somebody's got to win it today. Somebody walks away out of the competition. Somebody marches on. Who's it going to be? It's Richards into the line. Oh, it's Coleman who's lost it, and the interception by Smith. But there are enough Wigan players across there to make sure he can't go the distance.
Well, almost the bravery of the Wigan players there, moving the ball, almost paid off. But just an error at the very end and allowed Smith to defuse the situation. But it's going to be something like that, Dave, that will win this game.
2.
19 minutes left to play. I don't think it's going to stay at 8-6.
Yeah, half chance there. It was Carman that lost the ball, and Smith that was a grateful recipient. But something like that will win this game, and one team's got to hold the nerve and execute the play.
Sinfield to the middle, and Eastwood
Dominant.
barrelling forward and knocked backwards by O'Loughlin.
5, go.
Tackle 6, so they're going to kick here at the end of their set. Sinfield puts it high. Richards underneath it. It's a good kick, but it's well taken. Very well taken by Pat Richards.
He's been immaculate, hasn't he, today? He really has. His kicking's been sensational. His penalties have been sensational, but I've been very, very impressed how he's handled the Leeds kicking game, fielded the ball on the full and brought it back up the field.
Go.
Roberts hurling it to the middle, and Fielden has to go down low to catch it.
Move. Hold. Go.
Prescott.
4. Move. Wait. Go. 4.
O'Loughlin.
5. Move. Go. Curve, not square.
Riddell with a kick.
Smart kick.
Once, twice, out of play. It's a really good kick. It's not a 40-20, but he does put Leeds back on their heels here.
Well, it put Leeds on their heels, but what it allows them to do as well is really flying from the scrum, the Wigan Warriors.
St Helens leading Barrow 16 points to 6. I think that's a half-time score, is it? Yes, it is. That's confirmed. Very nearly half-time. St Helens 16, Barrow 6. So Steve McCormack's Barrow are doing terrifically well there. And don't forget that once we've finished coverage of this game here today, we go off the BBC One forum, but we're back on the platform for the Red Button Forum, the internet platform, rugby league at bbc.co.uk. If you go to the website or the Red Button, you can see us there. And we'll be reviewing all of today's game. That's from 4:40 p.m. this afternoon.
Heads in, last Pat, right in. Sam Riddle. Okay.
Everybody takes
Time on
a
out.
big deep breath with 17 minutes left to play and a cup tie still to be won and lost.
First. Move.
Leeds have the ball, but in greasy conditions. For how long and for how far? Ablett lost it, not long, lost it. And the congratulations amongst the Wigan players, because they know how important this is now. As limbs weary, Wigan have it from the head and feet at the scrum, you'd think. And they're that close to the sticks. Joel Tompkins.
Yeah, hasn't he been brave? He's played really well as a back row forward, picked up the injuries, gone back out there and came up with a shot like that. And that could be the game turner. But I still believe, Dave, that the real hero from the afternoon has yet to emerge in the final 16.5 minutes.
Right in there, Lee Smith.
Anything could happen. Anything could happen. And it might be about to happen. This is Gleeson looking on the outside of the defender's shoulder and getting there well, but they came across quickly, the Leeds players.
Wait.
Tompkins looking right and left. Where's he going to go? Back to the middle. Prescott back to Sam Tompkins. Tries to run at Bailey, does do. They're all chasing him over the top, intercepted. Here comes Ryan Hall. Foot down and off he goes. Inside, but look how many back in Cherry and White. Dragging him down.
But what a relief that was. A great play from Hall, a big play. It looks as if Wigan were going to score.
Penalty.
And now it's a penalty to Leeds. It's really flipped on its back here. If they put the ball into the corner, they've got a great attacking position here, the Rhinos. And it all came from that play by Ryan Hall.
They're going for goal. They're going for goal. This is Tompkins.
And there's a play from Hall. He got himself between the ball carrier and the support players. And although Tompkins tried to go over the top, he came up with the goods. And then O'Loughlin, once again, he's been penalised a number of times today. Once again penalised for interference at the play of the ball. Reefing the ball out. And it's given Sinfield this opportunity. Again, I don't know whether it's the right thing to do. You've got to be confident enough and you've got to be assertive enough to actually go out and win the game.
Another chapter from Kevin Sinfield's goal-kicking history. The Challenge Cup final at Cardiff, when had he gone for goal, it would have tied the game. Thought he was seeing a tiring Bradford defence, tried to run it, Bradford held on and won the cup. He's had a lot of chapters in his goal-kicking history, hasn't he? Here he comes, looking to add another. Big kick from Kevin Sinfield. Huge kick from Kevin Sinfield. Right where it needed to be. And Leeds are right where they need to be.
Well, you could just prove you wrong, can't you? That's some kick, is that? I mean, it's a great kick anyway in the conditions. But given the circumstances as well, 2 points down, a Challenge Cup quarter-final. And it comes up and it's an absolute peach of a kick from Kevin Sinfield.
8 points apiece. A reminder of the fact that if we're all square at 80 minutes, extra time will loom and golden point.
First, move!
8 apiece.
And hold.
Who'd have predicted
Hold.
this?
Go,
And who'd have
that's you,
predicted
Ryan.
that we've been going up 2 at a time?
2, move! Hold, go, 2.
Diskin. Ian Kirk had his head
Move.
snapped
3,
back in a
go.
tackle, but bravely plays. Here's Eastwood, the Barney Rubble of the
4,
Leeds
move.
back row.
Hold, go.
Bit of Yabba Dabba Doo. Here's Diskin.
Dropped
Lost it.
Dropped it. Play on, play on, play on, play on.
Play on, the referee keeps insisting, and Fielden says, OK,
0.
I will.
Move and hold. Go.
Here's Riddell.
Nice to go.
Prescott. Ablett. Flying in.
Move. Hold, lads. Hold, go.
Here's Riddell. Joel Tompkins squaring up. Ablett
2.
again.
Move. Hold, Ryan. Go. 2.
Riddell. Here's Sam Tompkins. Carmont. He's
Third.
a player of real quality.
Move.
On the quiet is George Carmont. Oh, he's lost. Stolen. Stolen. It's another penalty.
Well, that's the 21st penalty of the game.
Have you been keeping count?
And a lot have been for this very reason.
Oh.
This interference as players are regaining the feet, playing at the ball to try and just cause the error. But the eagle-eyed Mr. Bentham has seen that the hand was in. So it's been 11 against Wigan and 10 against Leeds. Pretty even, Stephen, as the scoreboard is, as the possession is. This is very, very important once again from Pat Richards.
Yeah, I've got it 1 minute. Got it.
Sticks this one over. Wigan are back in front. 8-8 the scoreline at the moment. And Mr. Reliable Richards. 11.5 minutes left to play. Headingley tries to put him off. And Richards will not be put off. Sliding it in. Wigan lead again. 10 points to 8. Where's this going to end?
Well, it's sublime, isn't it, Richards? Cometh the hour, cometh the man. He's been Mr. Consistency, Mr. Cool. Played really well today.
It's his field and dragging it back again. And held up just short of the 20.
Hold, go.
Talked about family dynasties in rugby league, and the one that's going on at Wigan at the moment, of course, involves a Tompkins. There's a bit of a Burgess family dynasty at the moment. Sam is getting rave reviews down under in Australia with South Sydney. His brother Luke is a normal lead starter, but not played today, but he's talking to Tanya.
Yeah, Luke picked up an injury last week against Bradford. How are the nerves watching this one, Luke?
Yeah, it's pretty tense watching from up here. I mean, we've just been saying it's completely different from watching the game to playing. You know, you get into it like one of the spectators.
Is it just a case of hoping somebody makes a mistake now? It seems to be mistake-driven this at the moment.
Yeah, obviously the conditions aren't the best, so you know, mistakes are pretty key. And you know, obviously the side with the least mistakes is going to be the side that's hopefully going to go on and win this game.
Still confident you can win this?
Yeah, always got to stay confident. You know, a little bit of high, and hopefully we can take it all the way and get the win.
Luke, thanks for joining us.
Cheers.
You've got to believe, haven't you? You've got to believe whichever side you're playing on at the moment. Here's Senior, chopped down. Riddell, like a sniper out from the ranks came. Sinfield throwing it wide. Delaney just pushing one off. Not a second or the third. Leeds edging back towards their opponent's half. Eastwood.
5.
Good defending going on. Riddell's getting through some good tackling at the moment.
Outside.
Kadeiros with a kick. Richards confident with the hands off the bounce.
And once again, impeccably positioned, wasn't he? It really was. He read that play very well. Saw Badidis picking up from dummy half on a short side kick. And Mr. Reliable, once again, Pat Richards just brought it back into the field of play.
McAlora, O'Loughlin again, driving his side forward. He's had a terrific season as well.
Hold, go.
Young Sean O'Loughlin. It's Joel Tompkins. 9 minutes away from potential golden point, but as it stands, it would be Wigan who would be in the hat for the draw for the semi-finals of the Carnegie Challenge Cup. Little flick by Tompkins, taken by Hall.
Flop there from, I think it was Gleeson, after the tackle had been completed. It just allows Leeds to put the ball into the over the sideline for a tap restart. Leeds just need to generate a bit of game speed now.
Robbie Paul, who's going to win this?
Well, it's anyone's game at the moment. What I think we're going to see from Leeds, we're going to see them open the game up right now. Despite the weather conditions, they're going to have to start chucking the ball around. We're into the last 10 minutes. From Wigan's point of view, I think they need to tighten the game up. They need to just build back-to-back sets and put Leeds under a lot of pressure. But like I said, it's anyone's game.
Hold, go.
8 minutes to go. 2 points the difference. Maguire. We have not yet seen a try.
Move.
There haven't been many Challenge Cup games in history. Over 100 years of Challenge Cup Rugby League. Not many have finished without a try. This one just might. Or maybe Leeds are on the verge here. Maguire on the 6, running into trouble, and gives it back to Wigan.
That's just an element of composure. They did a couple of early tackle kicks early on that I felt was the wrong thing, but that might have been the time. Last tackle, put the ball on the ground and make it a contest.
Move.
Tackles are racking up. Not many missed, are there?
Go on.
Here's Roberts.
2.
Real Bobby Dazzler on his day, but it's not a day for Amos Roberts. Not yet, anyway. Gleeson slipping as he went into the tackle.
Move. Hold. Go. 3.
Come on.
4. Move. Go.
This is Richards.
5. Move.
6 tacklers the next. McAlora taking it down the blind side. Little chip, should be easy for Smith, and he does collect it safely enough. Wigan's chase is there, not in great numbers, so Smith's trying to look for the outside, but O'Loughlin would not let him go.
Yes, worked very hard indeed, Sean O'Loughlin. And also interesting to know, all Leeds' interchanges now used up, so this really is the last throw of the dice. Wigan have plenty up their sleeve yet, 2 with just 7 minutes left, but Leeds, it's hey lads, hey, they may as well throw caution to the wind.
Go. 3.
Badeiros to Peacock. Peacock not long back. In fact, this game back from a knee injury that looked as though it's going to keep him out for a good few weeks yet. Luluai over the halfway, but 5 tackles gone. So again, they're going to have to kick. Again, hope that Wigan make the mistake. Although Sinfield's gone for a bit of a gamble there. O'Loughlin colliding with Luluai.
That's a big play. That is a big play from Sean O'Loughlin.
He did well to hold on to that, didn't he?
He really did. That's something different that needs to be thrown into the dynamics of the game. But great work by O'Loughlin there. Both him and Luluai totally committed to it. I think there's been a bit of a clash of heads. But I'm sure that O'Loughlin will be quite happy to have caught with the ball.
Somewhere in the hazy conscience that he just about had after the clash of heads, he knew how important it was to hang on. And he hung on. This is McElaurum. Bailey. Plaintive cries of forward pass from the south stand. They're considered drop goals at this stage. Probably not. Here's Tompkins with a little kick through.
That's a great kick.
Smith picks it up, but a good Wigan chase. Tompkins is there. They're all there. But strong stuff from Smith keeps it in the field of play. Donald. Headingley. The Leeds part of Headingley anyway, trying to lift their heroes for one big effort. It's going to take a big effort now. Penalty, that helps.
That's the last thing you want there. They were in control of the game. The clock's the friend, it's ticking down. And then Paul Prescott comes up with the 13th penalty that the Warriors have conceded. And they've gone for distance there, the Rhinos.
Just about got there. Just out before Price got his tips on it, fingertips on it. Luluai with the initial drive. Here come Leeds. 5 tackles from here. 30 yards to cover. One big man has led the way. Here comes another. Big and brave. Jamie Peacock. Another 10 yards. Another stage set in this attack. Badiras scampers away. This is Maguire behind the line, collected by Smith, the fullback. Oh, he's kicked it, but there's a mistake. It's taken by Senior, and Senior desperately trying to get there, but equally desperate is the Wigan defending. It's another set, another 6 tackles from here because of the Wigan touch. Wigan are on the brink. Leeds are pushing hard. Maguire across the line. Out it goes. Delaney slips. Oh my word! He's thrown it away. Well, he has thrown it away.
That was the time. That was the time for the Rhinos. And it's Delaney's error throwing the ball into touch there instead of to Donald. That was the opportunity that we've waited for 76 minutes for. And it's been absolutely bombed there. Delaney didn't give Donald an opportunity whatsoever. I think that is game to the Warriors.
Well, there's 3.5 minutes left yet.
We've waited 76 minutes for an opportunity, Dave.
At the very least, all he needed to do was keep hold of it there, didn't he? Because he still had 5 tackles after that. Didn't need to take the gamble at that stage. But he did. And as every gambler knows, very often you lose.
First, move, go.
Luluai.
2, move, go.
O'Loughlin. Just some steady stuff by Wigan.
3rd, move, go.
Pushing their noses into the tackles and trying to get as much gain as they can.
4,
He's not taking any risks, will be the call here.
Hold, Kylie.
5 drives and a kick. The old-fashioned up your jumper, but not if the Leeds big men can help it. Luluai and Peacock have clashed heads, I think, but Luluai's not letting it show if he can help it. Peacock, great pressure from Peacock on Tompkins.
Offside there.
Hand over in here.
It was an accidental offside,
yes.
so it's a handover.
Well, this is it. If Leeds are going to win it, it's got to be in this set. It really has.
That was immense, though, from Jamie Peacock, wasn't it?
Of such efforts, the game's turn. How fatigued he is. He hasn't played for 2 weeks. He makes that massive effort to pressure the kicker, forces the accidental offside, forces Leeds field position 27 metres from the line. It's now or never, Rhinos.
That's why Jamie Peacock's such a special player. Not the dazzling hands or the lightning feet, the heart, the guts and the determination. And he's given his side a position here from which they might just strike. Smith, 20 yards out. 2 and a bit minutes left to play. They won't get many more chances now. Sinfield, head rattles back in the force of the tackle. but he'll pick himself up, and Badiris waits willingly. Now comes Peacock. Peacock puts it back to Maguire. Maguire across the line. Oh, it's touched, is it, by Roberts?
I believe Roberts touched that. I believe Roberts touched that ball.
Yes, he has. Head and feet to Leeds. Head and feet, so it's not wasted yet.
That's a big play, that. Amos Roberts played at that ball, and it's given Leeds another set of 6 camped on the Wigan line. You see it? Plays at the ball, knocks it forward.
Wait.
What a finish.
It's all about, can Leeds do it or can Wigan hang on? Attack against defence. And here comes Smith. Smith with a sidestep on the inside. And Lee Smith has won it for Leeds. Right at the end. Right at the end. They could have not left it much longer than that. Lee Smith submerged amongst his teammates. He knows he's done it. And that will be that.
That's what Challenge Cup Rugby League is all about. Heroes. And today the hero is Lee Smith. It's been a war of attrition, trialless to the very end. But then one piece of magic. And it's there, and that's how he celebrates. Scrum from Roberts' error. A little inside ball from Sinfield. Footwork. Martin Gleeson misses a tackle. Richards misses a tackle. Smith's over. And that's the ball game. A fantastic cup tie. And it's that sublime piece of play that leads to Leeds taking the lead for the first time.
He's the headline man. Those are the celebrations. But it is the unsung hero, the man in the middle there, Jamie Peacock, on whose shoulders that try rests. It was his kick pressure that gave Leeds the position, and Sinfield has hit the post again. 3 times he's hit the post, but this time it probably doesn't matter. But this is the moment. This was the moment that try was born. He was the man who took it over the line and scored it.
Get ready.
But it was all about Jamie Peacock.
Well, here's the restart.
It's gone 10.
The man of the match has got to be Pat Richards for his restarts and his points. Although he's on the losing side, Richards has been sublime returning the ball. He hasn't put a foot wrong, except perhaps for that missed tackle. He's on the losing side, but he's still been the Carnegie Challenge Cup quarter-final man of the match for me. But what a game of rugby league.
Well, that's how late they left it. The very last move of the game, producing the try, the only try of the game. Lee Smith, the hero, crashing over for the score. And my word, Leeds are through to the semi-finals in the most dramatic of circumstances. It's not often you leave a rugby league game without seeing a try, and we saw one at the very, very end. What a game! Leeds have won it by 12 points to 10.